Hello, we are Group 1 and Group 5. Our topic is The Lord of the Rings. I'm Amy. I'm responsible for introduction of author and social background.
I'm Audrey. I'm responsible for main characters.
I'm Yvette and I'm responsible for plot.
I'm Annie Sue and I'm responsible for the theme.
I'm Helena. I'm responsible for symbol.
I'm Kate. I'm responsible for quotes and films.
I'm Frank. I'm responsible for other information.
Lord of the Rings, and this is our team members. Author and social background. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. He was born in 1892 in England and passed away at the age of 82. And he was a professor, a writer, a poet, and a linguist. He called his own work legendarian, such as The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and The Silmarillion. And it was because of the worldwide popularity of The Lord of the Rings that made fantasy into the mainstream of literature. And his work was categorized into high fantasy, which is in an epic scale. Let's take a look about his life. In his childhood in Birmingham, the scene inspires his setting in his work, The Lord of the Rings, like the Sherwood Mills is the Shire in the novel. And in his teenage time, he first met his wife, and he first encountered a man-made language. Let's listen to the video.
Ai lauri lantam assi surine, ignar notti narve ramar alron, ignar velittig ulmar vanier mior mar delissimir voriva, andum ne pella vardo telma nulluini jassen tintelari eleni, o Mario aeritare virine. Si maniulla minnen quantula, an siten talle barre oio lossi ove fagnan.
It is a language made by himself. And he experienced both World War One and Two. And he has 4 children, and every Christmas he wrote stories for them, and it collected into a book. And actually, The Hobbit is also a children's fantasy. On the grave of the couple, on the gravestone of the couple wrote 2 names. Beneath her wife's name is Lúthien, and under Tolkien's is Baron. They are the characters in his novel. Since Tolkien is a professor in language, Old and Middle English and European mythology has influenced his work. And the moral of good versus evil has pointed out the Christian religion, and his own personal experience in childhood and youth and warfare has also influenced his work. Yes. Tolkien's Legendarium is a lifelong work. These 3 books are The Lord of the Rings, and he also wrote 12 books to set up the background of the Middle Earth, the Lord of the Rings. And we have two questions. What type of fantasy is Tolkien's work? Then the one element that influenced his writing. And we have special guests. Can anyone answer? The answer is high fantasy. And can anyone say one element that influenced his writing?
Nobody?
Next introduction.
Okay.
And Audrey, I'm going to talk about the main characters. Also have kids, so listen carefully. There are many races in the movie, so I pick up 5 races to introduce. First is Hobby, and they are 60 to 120 centimeters, and they are very innocent. They love to eat, especially they eat 8 meals a day, and they content what they have. And yeah, they are hobby. And Maya, they are very powerful and have magic. And yes. And Elf, they have pointy ears and arrogant, smart, and have magic. And I think they are very handsome and beautiful. And this is pointy ears. And dwarf, they live underground and they are very short. You can see, he is dwarf. His name is Gimli, and this is California there. And their height is very different. And human. And Aragorn killed the Sauron. Sauron is a king of dark, and he is Aragorn. And I'm going to tell the Hobbit. And he is Bilbo Baggins. He find out the ring and keep the ring about 60 years. He is a novel in Hobbit, and he also write the story about Hobbit. And Frodo is Bilbo's nephew. He received the ring from the
Bilbo. No, Gollum. Gollum.
No, teacher. I think Frodo received a ring
From Bilbo ma.
uncle.
Yeah, uncle. His name is Bilbo.
And in order to save the world, he will destroy the ring. And he is the one who isn't tempted by the ring. And Sam is Frodo's friend. He is a gardener of Baggins' house, and he is Frodo's best friend. He also helps Frodo to save the world. He is Sauron, the king of dark, and he's the one who made the ring. And he was killed by Elrond, but his soul is still alive. and Gandalf, the Grey Wizard, friend of Bilbo and Frodo. He also helped Frodo to save the world. And Saruman, the White Wizard, the leader of White Council. And Elf, he is Legolas, and he is the son of Eld Lord. He helps Frodo to save the world, and he is very good at shooting. And Elrond, the leader of Elf, and he saved the Frodo. And she is Elrond, the daughter of Elrond. She is the lover of Aragorn, and she is good at using the magic of water. And Gollum, he is Gimli. He's a good friend of Legolas and Aragorn. He's a very brave, and this is his weapon. And he also helped Frodo to save the world. These three are all human. And he is Boromir, killed by Aragorn, and helped Frodo to save the world. And he is Aragorn, the son of Arathorn, and the lover of Elrond. He also helped Frodo to save the world, and people called him Stranger, 游行侠. And he's Arathorn, the king of Gondor, father of Arathorn, and he killed the Thorin. Thorin is the king of Dark. And this is the team to Mount Doom. There are 10 people in the team, and they are going to Mount Doom in order to destroy the ring. Q&A. Who received the ring from his uncle?
Frodo.
Yes.
Now I'm going to introduce the major characters. And next, first we're going to introduce the Frodo. In the child, Frodo was pure, and as similar as all the hobbits, he led the natural living. And at first, he usually hesitated to face the evils, and he used the ring to make himself invisible. After Gandalf fell, he became brave on the quest to decide to go mortal in his own way. And although he failed in his task, he was still the hero. And we think that his kindness that Gollum led them on the true way. So he just took charge of destroying the ring, and he did it. And next, and Gollum was a hobbit before, and his name is Smeagol. And long ago, he got the ring by killed his friend himself, and he became slimy and guilty. After the ring found him, he has driven crazy, and he had both dark and good side. He was willing to be a servant of Frodo, but sometimes he wanted to take the ring and kill Frodo. And Gollum and Smeagol struggled with each other and argued how to treat people. It was no doubt that he gave big help to adventure Frodo and Sam. And next, Aragorn. The relationship between Aragorn and Arwen was really impressive in the movie. And Arwen made the decision to stay in the world with Aragorn, even she couldn't get immortality. And also, his mental mutation was important. First, he hid the identity of that he's the prince. And next is he made Frodo and Sam and he tried to help them and protect them on the way to Mordor, but he was not yet ready to be the king. And next, he was on a journey by himself, and he was hurt. And on the way, he found that he brought self-awareness. And finally, he helped Rohan to protect and rebuild their country. So improvement strong leadership. And next, we are going to show you the plot. And before we see the plot, these three places are really important in this movie. First is Middle Earth, the human inhabited world which many races live in, such as elves, men, dwarves, and hobbits. And next is Mount Doom. Mount Doom is where Sauron made the ring, and also Frodo wants to throw the ring away and destroy. And the Shire is first settled by hobbits, and also the first visited by the nine Nagels seeking the ring carrier. And next, plot 1 is there are 20 rings in the beginning, 3 for elves, 7 for dwarves, and 9 for men. One was made by Sauron, the Dark Lord ring, and Sauron created the ring for ruling the Middle Earth by its power, and in the war, Isildur got the ring by attacking Sauron, and his sons got the ring. And the ring was lost and drifted 2,500 years, and the creature Gollum discovered it, and it poisoned his mind for 500 years. And one day he lost the ring and was found by Bilbo, a hobbit. And Bilbo decided to leave the Shire after his 111th birthday party, and so he left the ring to Frodo, his nephew. And Gandalf told Frodo that the ring was uncontrollable, but Frodo was not enticed by its power and decided to protect it until the ring was destroyed. So when he on the way to Mordor, Nazgûl, the slaves of Sauron, the devil power, chased Frodo and his hobbit friend Sam. And next, plot 2. In plot 2, Frodo, Sam, Pippin, and Merry went to Bree to avoid Nazgûl's haunting. Aragorn helped them and gave them swords for protect themselves. And in the meantime, Gandalf went to see Saruman, and Saruman decided to join the evil side. And they battled, but Gandalf fell. So he was pinned in the tower. Saruman continually watched out the movement of Frodo and Sam on the way to Mordor. And then the most dangerous moment, threatened Frodo and Arwen, an elf, also Aragorn's lover. And she used her magic to defeat the Nazgûl. Then they escaped to Elvis' home for protection. And the king of Elvis called friends from different races to form the Fellowship of the Ring. So they're willing to protect Frodo and Sam and the Ring on the way to Mordor. And next, we are going to see a little scene.
I want to do it. A different way of what then? What happens when Sauron takes back what is his? I will be dead before I see the ring in the hands of an elf. So I stop. No one trust an elf. And you have my gun. And my axe. Carry the fleece of his old little one. This is indeed from the council.
Mr. Frodo's not going anywhere without me.
No, indeed, it is hardly possible to separate you even when he is summoned to a secret council.
Wait, we're coming too. We'll have to send us all tied up in a sack to stop it.
Anyway, you need people of intelligence on this sort of mission. Quest. Thank you.
Well, that rules you out, baby. Nine companions. So be it.
And next, I'm going to introduce plot 3 and 4. And in plot 3, on the crest of Moria Mines, Gandalf fell into shadow. The companies was shown the morrow, weary with shawl, so the realm of the Lady of the Wood told them to take some rest. And Boromir, one of the companies, also Gondor's song, lured by the power of the ring, and he tended to rob Frodo's ring. But in a battle with orcs, he was killed. And then Frodo felt sorry to his company, so he and Sam went alone on the way to Mordor. And they beat Gollum, and they met Gollum and attacked him. So they beat Gollum and let him go to the Mordor and be their guide. Other fellows went to cooperate with Rohan army and Treebeard, a giant talking tree, and they stood together to overcome lots of orcs. And next is plot 4. In plot 4, through many battles, Frodo finally arrived Mordor, and when he prepared to throw the ring into the fire, Gollum stopped him and tripped with the ring into the fire. After Mordor collapsed, Aragorn became the king, also married Arwen, and it was the time for domination of men. And finally, the Hobbits were back to the Shire, their home. And Frodo continually wrote the script of Bilbo's, and it was named The Lord of the Rings. And then Frodo, Bilbo, Gandalf were alone with the others to eternal life. And here comes a question. If someone answers the question, he or she will get a chocolate. Who was the guy of Frodo on the quest to Mordor? The guy.
Okay, and next I'm going to introduce the theme of the Lord of the Rings, and I'm Annie Sue. Thanks. And we think the main point of this series of movie is the desire, and desire came from the rings in this movie. And my member has mentioned before, at the beginning there are 20 rings, and Sauron made 20 rings, and he owned one, and he gave another 19 rings to other creatures. So let me show you a video about the rings.
那个 Annie，不要放了，因为你们的时间可能会不够，所以不要放，就直接讲，
So, we know that Sauron is very powerful, and he gave the rings to other creature, and the rings give those creatures glory, status, and the power. So as long they be controlled by the ring, and rings control creatures. The ring control rings, so it means Thorin control those creatures. So the creatures become their slaves, his slaves, and because Thorin is so powerful, so when he died, he actually is not really died. His mind and soul is leaving the ring, and so the ring has its own mind, and that's the strong power of the ring wakes one's desire from their depths of their heart, because Thorin's mind and soul are leaving the ring. So the ring will pick up the person who it thinks that person can bring it back to Thorin, because the ring believes Thorin will return. Okay, next. So in this movie, there are several people on the ring, and I think Gollum is the best example of the person changing because ring. And Gollum is a person who found the ring and owned it for over 500 years before it taken by Bilbo Baggins. But Baggins took the ring in accident, because I said ring had its own mind. So actually, it's ring choose Bilbo to pick it up, and because ring knows Gollum can bring it back to Thorin, but so it want to change another person. And Gollum usually say the ring is his precious, so I will say it for you. Gollum always say, in the movie. So when you watch the movie, you will hear this sentence very often. And Gollum is because the sound he made by his throat sound Gollum. And it's because the ring separate his personality into two parts. And when he become bad, he can talk very frequently, and so he make the sound Gollum by his throat. And next. So because the ring, there have two parts of this body, and the good part is Smeagol, is the original personality of this body, and the bad is Gollum. So I have another video, but maybe it didn't have time. That video is showing Gollum's two personality argue with who can own the rings. But in the video, the Smeagol thinks he swear to Frodo that he won't take away the ring. But Gollum tells Smeagol that they should control the ring. So they are arguing in this part. So next. So I think the ring is the desire in this movie, and the desire might means money, power, status, or immortal life. And immortal life is in the immortal life. It's because in the movie, people who wears the rings can live for a very long time. Like Gollum is living for 500 years, and Bilbo is 60 years. So I think people when they have money, power, status, they want to live more in the world. So desire means immortal life. So I think desire can be good things. Next. It can be good things. So it can be a goal for ones to chase their things they want. And also they can be the bad things. When your desire is too powerful, like the ring, you may be controlled by the desire and lose your mind, your own mind, or even your personality, like Gollum. And next, in the movie, these peoples are debates. They are also called Dark Riders, and they are the human who gave who became the ring by Sauron, and they have their glory and their status, but they be controlled by the ring, so they become the Sauron slaves.
You have only 12 minutes, and
Okay,
you still
so
have
this
3
is the theme
persons.
of the Lord of the Ring. And so we skip the
Yeah, you
Q&A.
skip the question. Yeah, because too little time.
Now I'm going to tell you the symbols. The function of the ring. First, it can make someone immortal. Second, it can make someone fascinated with the ring. Third, it can make someone invisible. Fourth, it can make someone know others' mind. Fifth, it can make someone get fortune. Sixth, it can make someone has the desire of control. And the ring is the center of the movie. The ring gains multiple changeable meaning of Frodo's journey. The ring suggests the dangerous urges even in the most pure-hearted people of Middle-earth. It also symbolizes slavery and weakness. Gollum is the example. Since whoever had a ring would fall into the temptation of the ring and becomes a slave to it. Next. And the ring also represents the commitment to a long journey and reminds you to solve the problem. Most of all, the task of the owner is very hard. People should overcome the temptation of its power. Since the author said the concept of a ring is from the aspect of power and how you use it. And the ring is very addictive. It is also like a kind of a drug. So people need strong will to overcome the potential power to arouse the evil desire. And the symbol of Sword Endural. Sword Endural was framed between sun and moon. Endural bore Quenya inscription proclaiming its origin as Narsil, the blade that cut the ring from Sauron's hand. And the sword symbolizes good and unity. It is the opposition of Sauron, the anti-ring. So the sword is the symbol of hope. Next. So we skip the Q&A part.
And now I will introduce some quotations I picked from the movie The Fellowship of the Ring, but because of the time, so I will just skip the film. And the first one is Arwen. This is Arwen, and this is the heir of the Gondor. Name is Aragorn, and she speaks to Aragorn that I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone. She chose the better happy life, short happy life, rather than a long but lonely life. Okay, next. And this is the Lady of the Woods, Galadriel. And she makes Frodo to see into the mirror, which is the water she pours into the vessel. This is after the Fellowship just barely escaped from the Moria, where they believe Gandalf is dead. And after Frodo watched in the mirror, he sees that what will happen if the mission is failed. So Galadriel said to him, "You are a ring bearer, Frodo. To bear a ring of power is to be alone. This task was appointed to you, and if you do not find a way, no one will." Okay, next. And this is Gandalf. Here is when Gandalf explained the history of the ring to Frodo, and Frodo said, "I wish it did not have happened in my time." And this "it" means that the founding of the Ring of Galan and the return of Sauron. And Gandalf said, "So do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." And the last one is when Sam sees Frodo is rows away from the shore, and he not willing to let Frodo to go alone. So he regardless of everything, even if he cannot swim, he walking into the water, and says that I made a promise, Mr. Frodo, a promise. Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to. Okay, thank you.
So other information. After a long introduction of this film, I think we may have an interesting part to wake you up. In here, I'm going to introduce you the film shooting techniques in The Lord of the Rings. And first, skill double. Do anyone know what is skill double? Okay. Normally, we can say body double or stand-in. In Chinese, we call 替身. And there are two pictures. Each picture has two people inside. The left one is genuine actor and the right one is skill double. To be a skill double, there is no difference between male and female, only height difference. You may ask what qualifications do they need to be a skill double. To be a skill double, you need to accept the training same as the genuine actor, like form, movement, shape training, and even they have to take the basic acting lessons. Because their movement must be the same in the movie. And I think to be a skill double is not that easy. And next, there are some pictures when the actor all dressed up. You can see the crew prepare full set of clothing, weapons, and makeup for all dwarf actors and genuine actors. Those things I mentioned must be the same. And in fact, in the process of shooting, there might have 4 actors to act the same dwarf character, like genuine actor, genuine actor's stuntman, dwarf actor, and dwarf actor's stuntman. And by the way, and this is the most simple and the most commonly way they use in the new and old trilogy in the Lord of the Rings. And by the way, in the middle part of that, there's a person called Peter Jackson, and Peter Jackson is the movie director in this movie. And next. Okay, so in The Illusion, this is one of the methods they shot movie called Everything Looks Small in the Distance and Big on the Contrary. And the picture is about Gandalf is on his way to Shire to meet Frodo and hobbits. And it looks really normal, right? But do you notice that Gandalf looks much bigger than Frodo? Why? In fact, they shot movie in this way. Gandalf is close to the camera to look bigger than Frodo. And do you think that's enough? No, that's not enough. By post-production, they set more distance between Gandalf and Frodo. Because in the movie setting, Frodo is very short, so they want to make a big contrast between them. And this method is used in The Lord of the Rings very often. And next. And the last part is the cosmetic techniques of dwarf. And you can see the picture is behind the scene. And the picture are about the crew put the thick clothes on the dwarf actors to make them look fat. And next. And the most important point for the figure proportion is that dwarf is 5 heads tall and human being is 7 heads tall. And when there is no reference, many 5 heads tall and fat dwarf actors appear in the scene. The audience will naturally be used to their size. So of course, they will look fat and short in the movie, even though they are not that short. So that's how cosmetic techniques work. Thanks for your listening.